We begin with women in several countries in the world who took to the streets to celebrate International Women's Day. Most of them voice up women's rights in their society. In Turkey, women braved an official ban on an International Women's Day march in Istanbul, demonstrating for about 2 hours before police used tear gas to disperse remaining protesters and detain several people. For a second year running, organizers were forbidden from marching down the popular Istiklal pedestrian avenue in Turkey's biggest city, where Women's Day marches were held since 2003. Police blocked demonstrators' access to the avenue, and according to journalists from the Associated Press, officers detained at least 30 people and used tear gas after the group ended their demonstration at 9 p.m. local time. Local authorities who banned the march said the area was not an authorized demonstration site and claimed the march could provoke segments of Turkish society, leading to verbal or physical attacks, be misused by terror groups, and threaten national security, as well as curtailing freedom of movement in the cultural and touristic area. In Pakistan, women also held rallies in major cities marking International Women's Day. Women were protesting against gender violence and inequality and demanded better health care. Organizers say the demonstrations were aimed at seeking rights guaranteed by the Constitution. Last year, some conservative groups threatened to stop similar marches by force. Women across Latin American capitals also marked the International Women's Day with common protests against gender violence, access to medical attention when practicing abortion, and sexual rights. Thousands in the marches and protests in Santiago, Bogota, Mexico City, Quito, and Rio de Janeiro show a diverse attendance spanning across young and old, indigenous, and those who stand for various feminist causes. In Rio de Janeiro, environmental activist Teresa Arapium called on the governments to respect indigenous women's rights. And a few hundred people gathered in Serbian capital marking International Women's Day Wednesday, rallying against gender discrimination and violence and demanded better treatment for women. In neighboring North Macedonia, around 1,000 people protested in the capital to demand better rights for women. Activists for women's rights called for gender equality at work, in society, in politics, and at home.